Greetings everyone, hello and welcome back once more to the Anno 1800 Megacity series, to our tiny town of Sleepy Hollow. Right now the sun is shining particularly nice on my church that we've built. It was the latest effort, right, that we managed to pull off here in the city, building this huge church, which definitely cost me a fortune there as well. And in this case here we're back really with just on time the expedition leaving the map. So in this case here, somewhere over there in the ocean, we should be still seeing our ship. No, not really. Anyway, it's off and it is hopefully bringing us some treasures there. I would like to continue right away in my quaint port town, that is with a few more things. First of all, we are having a fantastic timber production right now, and I would like to profit from this a bit more. And that means more buildings we should plaster. And not only does it cost me, of course, timber, it will also then just yield me more money, of course. And isn't that the most important thing here right now that we want to get? Also over here, with all the timber, by the way, we could then also start, slowly creeping towards a ship production. I would like to do this. We are sitting at 16,000 coin right now, so getting a few ships on the way should be one of my next targets then as well. So for this, we need to actually have a quick looky to my sheep farms over here, and I would like to quickly go ahead and expand them here by 3 more sheep farms. One of them is for the framework knitter, and another one is then for the sailmaker. There we have him, and we should be able to build it. Costs me another 50 workers. We can afford this. Let's place it, and let's also go ahead with another warehouse then as well. Let's keep a bit of a distance there so we have room then for more expansion, especially for the framework knitters. They should be fine right now. 2 tons is the surplus there. Actually, we have a very nice surplus there with all the farmer goods, so that means I can just happily, joyfully, excitingly go ahead and build me a few more houses over here. This is actually a pretty good area because we have the service buildings ready, right? So we want to extend their ranges to optimize their efficiency. So in this case here, the school isn't cheap, right? And it can go all the way over here once we upgrade the roads as well. So we definitely should have as many houses surround in the vicinity of these service buildings, of course. Over here, I would like to have them probably some bigger blocks again that we can add, right? Something like that, then a mixed one, and then again something like that. That would be ideal. So want to keep a bit of a variety there, of course, for everything. Make the city look as naturally as possible then, especially later on. Even though this is still our starting company city, right? Village, you might call it. It's not going to play a major role in this game, though I want to protect it, of course. I want to keep it. That's going to be the challenge here. Next up in the line, we should already be able to build the shipyard. I would like to go ahead with this. It doesn't really need to be anywhere here. We can have it a bit further outside. Have a little road connection there. And in this case here, we can now start then building our schooners and gunboats. In this case here, schooners first, once the sails are coming in over here. And I might actually build me a second one right away then, sailmaker, because we can pump out more ships then. That would be nice. Evening time it is, once again, especially charming the city looks right now in evening. As the sun goes down, people are enjoying a bit of a cider there. Hope you're having something to drink as well to enjoy the day. And please don't forget to like this video as well to extend its reach. That would be amazing. Now, in this case, we have over here now the sailmakers working. We have over here the schnapps. So the industry zones are coming along, right, around Sleepy Hollow. This is the most important thing, of course, as we continue our expansion. I can already see that, for example, with the framework knitters, yes, we are at the limit. Let's build me another one. And I would also like to build me another potato farm. And this is something I really don't like to do. The bread, right? It's getting tight. The thing is, though, building 2 grain farms costs me 2,400 credits when we're only sitting at 6,000 coin. That's very expensive. So we need to be careful about any kind of expansion on the bread side. For the pigs, it's a bit easier. I can build me 1 pig farm. That's 600. And then I can build me 1 slaughterhouse. Over here, that's 500, and that's it, right? So this was the expansion for slaughter and for the sausages. Next day already dawning, and over here still need to build me that road. It's always nice to pick up some quests on the way. I most certainly did not intend to mix up the Duchess's ship in this ordeal. Could you manage this rather thorny misunderstanding for me and send her my sincerest apologies? 5,000 coin we get out of a pickup quest. Castaways, they're right around my island. We got 30 minutes time. Problem is I don't have any ships here. So we should be able to build that schooner here quickly, and then we can actually finish this. We're not at war with anyone yet except the pirate, so we should be able to pick up those quests as long as we can. But as we can see, Miss Hunt is now pulling away with the military area, even Vente, and also Hugo Mercier. So at some point you just can't keep up anymore with those boosted AI opponents. So we should do some quests while we can, because it's not going to stay like that. After a brief moment, we can finally commission our very first schooner. And as the construction continues, also my expedition requires our attention for the very first time. Teeth of the Mountain. A track leading over these impenetrable mountains should be a blessing. Yet your men are having doubts. Your guide, for start, absolutely refuses to follow the path. In fact, the very idea scares him. At the base of the mountain, which jets ferrous and fibrous above the greenery like a chunk of braised meat, is a stone head carved in the rock. It grins awfully, and between its huge square teeth is what appears to be a severed arm. Let's avoid the tracks. Gives me the highest chance of success. Getting lost, the steep contour of the valley overwhelming what limited grasp of the geography your explorers have. They emerge a week of aimless wandering later, devoured not by the cannibals, rumored to inhabit these parts, but the mosquitoes and leeches, so at home near the flooded river. At least we did not lose a lot of morale. And we continue onwards. A little bit later, our first schooner finally is finished. Mimas, it's called. Tiny, cute, agile, very fragile, and in this case ready and perfect for this pickup quest, getting those castaways if they're still alive. I mean, theoretically, those guys here, if they weren't so lazy, they could also just swim to the shore over there on my island. I picked them up. They could even drink some hot chocolate in the meantime, but of course they prefer to just wait it out here. In the middle of all this, Hugo Mercier offers me trade rights. I'm going to gladly accept this one. That means from now on we can trade with him and get his juicy materials. Not really. He actually purchases though canned food for a very high price, and also sewing machines. The sewing machines of course have another purpose in this playthrough. Now we head back though to Sleepy Hollow because I want to continue with the upgrade of more artisans. We want to unlock that Sunken Treasures expedition. And with that, we are also reaching the industrial complex level. That is a modded level introduced here. With that, we are having new industries available. Going to upgrade more. We need around 750 artisans if we want to reach that major milestone. And yeah, that's another 300, another 400 even. The expedition once again requires our attention. Sunstruck, vampirical injuries, the path through the forest was barely visible beneath the lush vegetation. It isn't until they emerge from the pleasant shade of the trees that sunlight falls upon the crew, swelling up the skin of a few crew members with red rashes and throbbing blisters. Surely there must be a scientific explanation for the sudden photophobia. Identify the cause of the pain with some schnapps. The doctor dismisses the throbbing blisters as simple mosquito bites. Just try not to scratch them. If you can't help yourself, rub them gently, that's all. But a few hours later, the vesicles have already extended throughout their entire body. They collapse, unable to take a step further, whimpering with unbearable pain. Reconsider with more schnapps. This time, the doctor takes the symptoms seriously. It looks like a chemical irritation, I wonder. The doctor rummages through the nearby flora, and in time he finds it. A tall stem crowned by an umbrella of small white flowers. A giant hogweed, of course, its sap causes for the toxicity. Fortunately, the treatment is simple. A cold bath and a long break in the shade. Once they're clean, the doctor heals and bandages the lesions, but it comes many hours too late. His negligence will leave leathery red scars on the wretched view. Yeah, what mosquito bites could do to you. Also, the docklands have been unlocked. So many things unlocking right now. also the next resident quest. My artisans have something to say now. In the pastry section, a genius. In a new city, a fruitcake. Can you help me find my cousin? He's a huge bold fellow. The pastry chef, and he should be looking around somewhere on the marketplace. There's also Tobias introducing himself with the Docklands then. And there's also his cousin that we can pick up. And we're getting the pastry chef out of this. Just on time really for my schooner hopefully to be finished soon. We are also lacking a bit of workforce right now. So instead of just upgrading workers, we should also upgrade some farmers here to workers. And for that we have plenty of timber ready for action to develop our city in this way. Also have a look at my artisans. They also have some nice skins that we can use on them. And yeah, let's go with the colorful one. I'm rarely going with the colorful one. And for the big city, we're certainly not going for it. Because I think on a broader scale, it looks horrific. But in this case here, it looks fine. And actually rather cute as well. Alright, my schooner should have arrived here now. There it is. Let's pick up those castaways. There's also a lot of trading going on in Osthoven, my smaller island right now. I wonder why. There's nothing here for me to do right now. There you go. And let's bring this one back to Archie himself. Let's just wait it out on my schooner here as well. Because just on time really, the second schooner has been finished. And let's actually take some resources. Oh, also level up to level 11. With 4,000 people that we have in Sleepy Hollow. Beautiful sights, as always. And let's actually pick up some items here too. The power loom and the pastry chef. Both of them I don't really need. The bonuses are negligible, but their money is going to bring me a lot of positivity. So let's get all these items and the ship to High Clarence Hall, Archie's main island, where we can sell those items and the ship itself as well. A new dawn never misses. Beautiful. As Sleepy Hollow once again awakens from its slumber. Just on time really for the next upgrade. Since we have the worker population, let's continue with more artisans. We're at 400 artisans right now, so you need quite a few of them. And with that we are also unlocking airships and air travel. However, we're not going to use it yet as Sleepy Hollow reaches the city status. And with that we're at 680 artisans. Still shy of a few more. By the way, let's just take in the skins here once again. And we're also unlocking the next expeditions. That is the Land of Lions and zoological expeditions we have now. So we can find animals on these expeditions for our zoo. I'm eager to do them, of course, once we're feeling ready for this. The next schooner is in construction already, as both of my schooners are now on their way to Archie. Also, Bente has a quest for us. Let's just have a look at it. I normally prefer to live on nuts and fruits, but the captain is right. We can't venture out on a polar expedition without plenty of fatty food. Canned food she wants from me. That's impossible. I'm going to delete this quest right away. Alright, expedition to the New World, the visitation. An undesirable visitor haunts the ship, fleeting silhouettes, knocking and screeching sounds. Each morning, the ship appears in utter disarray. A night fiend gulps in the hardiest of all crewmen as he sweeps the breeze from the deck. As night draws in again, you realize something must be done. Yeah, ignoring it, perform an exorcism or find the culprit. Let's find the culprit. You snap-nosed hunters pick up a scent, pungent droppings demarcate a perimeter, in the center of which is a crate with a hole. A sailor reaches his arm bravely in. There is a brief struggle and a whine like the ones at night before the troublemakers pull out. It is a common garden fox. The cunning little creature becomes the crew's talisman for the remainder of the expedition. And we continue onwards. A lot of text right now. That's normal for this kind of game stage with the expeditions. In between, we have a bit of a city development with more artisans here. This brings me to 740. One more house we need. And then there it is. Where is our queen? Breaking news, Her Majesty, the queen seems to have vanished. No official statement has been released as yet, but Her Majesty's steward, Sir Archibald Blake, appeared frantic when seen descending the palace steps this morning. And yeah, since we're a company with some renown now, he actually turns to us. And we can now, well, we're now invited to his lighthouse over there to find out more about that. Alright, with all those additional artisans and workers, my consumption rates are probably not looking very stable anymore. So, sausage and especially bread is the problem here. So since we have a bit of money now, let's actually go in and build me two more grain lands again with another flour mill. And then also 2 more bakeries once more, as close as possible to the flour mill. This, however, also once again drops my worker population. So for my next boost, that is the sausage, I will actually need to upgrade some people to workers again, I think. It should be fine. Let's build another pig farm. And let's also build another slaughterhouse. It's fine. Money-wise, we're sitting at 1,400 on the balance right now. My artisans, they want canned food, sewing machines, fur coats, university. Also, they want now saxophones, rum and beer. Any lifestyle need we could unlock them for some additional money. Well, clay would be possible. We would actually get quite a bit of coin out of that. But right now we need the clay for our brick production. A little bit later we have arrived at Archie's. Let's turn in the castaways for some money. And while we're here, let's also keep that ship in this region here, because I'm not completely ready yet to start the queen. The queen vanishes. So rather we are going to move over here with Demeter and sell those items. Also, newspaper edition. We should be able to do a few things now more. And that is, of course, my income boost again and also my consumption reduction. SQ Envy. We have a lot of influence right now to work with. So I would like to use this, as always, on propaganda. So we get some negative 10% consumption. This helps me out quite a bit. It will, however, also introduce riots. We can sell those items for 23,000 coin, doubling our balance right now. Perfect. And I would also like, while we're here, sell that schooner for 2,500 coin. There you go. That was very profitable indeed. 56,000 coin we have now in stock. With that, let's continue with another schooner. We should also be starting building some frigates here and there. How much does a frigate cost at Archie's? 20,000. It would be possible. Nah, I will need it for my industry. Instead, I would like to continue with my steel production. First of all, let's build me another police station here. I will also need to upgrade a few more farmers to workers, especially here, once again, as close to the school as possible. These guys here, we're going to need that workforce. We're already really tight on it. And then I need to find me another iron deposit, I think. So we got 2 more available. Yep. And in this case here, it doesn't really matter where it is, right? So we're going with this one here, as I'm definitely just going to deliver it to this warehouse up there, even though this warehouse is already quite overwhelmed. So let's build me a second one here as well. Beautiful. And with that, we're basically getting 4 more tons of iron in. And with that, we can build me, theoretically, 2 more furnaces. We're going to have them, let's just check it out. I don't have any coal deposits on this island, so I will always need to rely on charcoal kilns. And we're going to build me 2 more furnaces over here, together with 1 and 2 charcoal kilns. Also, another warehouse here. And what I would also like to have in this area then is, of course, my weapon production. Starting with those 2, I can actually have them right next to this furnace there. And all of this, nah, it's fine. One fire station should do the trick. We have the materials, so let's go in and build me a charcoal kiln, a furnace, a weapon factory, and also top it all off with this warehouse here. And with that, we've officially also started to produce our own weapons. This will be very helpful for the ships that we need. Also, yeah, workforce. Over here. There you go. Should be fine again. And with the consumption reduction, we're actually looking rather fine right now on goods. So I can actually also go ahead and upgrade more and even build more farmer houses. But we need a bit more timber for that. While we wait on that, let's continue with the New World expedition, shall we? We should be almost at the end of it now. Your crew attempts the crossing of a vicious strait, like Odysseus along the coast of Sicily. They see a subsidiary current running counter to the main flow. Its strength so wild it brings fish with deformed eyes and luminescent bellies to the surface. What creatures are not swallowed by this whirlpool end up impaled on the shore's nasty teeth? Avoid the whirlpools and maneuver to dodge the shore. We can do this because we got a navigation bonus thanks to my flagship. The maneuver is even more complicated than expected. The ship is driven alongside the whirlpool and flirts with the shore, the racket of the water covering the orders shouted by officers. The current speeds up, inexorably pulling the ship towards the reef. And bombard the shore, or spin the ship to take the damage to its flank. A frontal crash is avoided, but it is a crash nonetheless. The whole ship protests against the unnatural movement, its rudder straining against the current and its hull complaining loudly against the maneuver until the impact silenced it. The repairs are much lighter than they could have been. And with that, we continue onwards. And that's it. We have finished the expedition, and we are, ladies and gents, in the New World. A new region has been unlocked. And with that, a whole new map here, ready for action. Of course, we're going for Manola. In this case here, we have the building materials ready. So Aphrodite is going to explore us this huge island now that is coming up right in front of us. And this opens up a potentially new megacity that we can build. As we're now starting to unlock really massive islands. This is looking much better. And of course, as always, it's a beautiful island with lots of different features. We got some waterfalls. We got the ability to build a hydroelectric dam over here. Lots of materials, lots of dense forest areas, lots of fertile land that we can use here to build us something truly unique. Now, of course, my ship is landing. And also starting the foundation of Manola, as we will see. In this case here, let's move a bit further over. Of course, I could move the docks, but it is expensive, so let's just get this one in as centrally as possible. Yeah, somewhere over here. There it is. Manola has been founded. A pleasant settlement. Of course, there's no humans in it yet. In this case, let's use my flagship now, the Aphrodite. Survives all of this successfully. My opponents, yeah, they're mixed about me expanding, but that's okay. And let's start the expansion of the New World here now. It's a pretty big map that we have now, and it's going to take some while. Of course, the main goal is to find Isabella, Samento, to also get me some quests from her and additional items. Let's head back to the old world though, so we can now jump around all of this. And we should have some weapons now in. Is this right? Yeah, we have 10 tons of weapons. I need 5 tons more for the frigate. And I would like to use my planks though to build me a few more houses. And we can just safely go ahead and expand this whole district here and immediately build it too. Right? And then probably also some more houses here, as we do need population. A moment later, Hugo Mercier comes into my city. By the way, he's got a very good color this time around. I haven't seen this one yet. Light blue it is. And he offers me a pickup quest, and he would give me 7,000 coin and an anti-bourgeoisie midnight infusion. defects engineer residences and increases their income by 60%. Let's go ahead and just use this one. No gods or masters, actually. This is the beginning of his very long quest line that opens up. So this is also one of the reasons why I took him on this journey here. We're going to have a look at this quest line later. It is not time bound, right? So it doesn't matter when I start it. Right now, I would like to focus on other things. And that is, of course, the beginning of Manola, our big new city that we have. Now we want to structure this one the right way. I'm actually going to have a monument here, of course, as always, right? So we can have something. And just above here, we're going to see something else, and especially once we unlock the tourism. So in this case here, we go ahead with a bit of a smaller road somewhere over here. And then once again also a main road leading up to this area that goes then into this area here with another triple road on both sides. We have 60,000 coins, so it's actually quite okay for me to build some roads in the planning process. Right, so all these different districts that I would like to have then here, and also a double road down here as this begins, right? There's of course also the question if we want to have a more like industrial beach or more like a tourism beach. I think for an industrial beach this here actually looks nice, and here we could actually have then just some tourists over here, some cafe bars and some beaches where you can swim around as well. So this sounds nice. Now let's use this main road and go into a normal road with it. As over here in this dense forest, we will start our first logging industry for the New Worlds. And that is, of course, some lumberjack huts. And since we will need a lot of planks, I'm actually going ahead and plan with 4 again as well. And as we plan the city, Lady Margaret Hunt declares war on us. It is a bit of a surprise that it comes so early, unfortunately, but there's nothing I can do about this. So we are at war with her now. I mean, she's almost 3 times stronger than us. Is declared. Peace and humanity desert us as Mephistophelian adversary rises from the depths to confront us. We can only trust in our bravest to fight back this nemesis and drive ruination from our shores. It was to be expected, of course, that we get this early war declaration from her. In this case, it could slow us down though. We do have the 10 tons of weapons. I do have an upgraded warehouse. Nevertheless, I will need to work on some harbor defenses now. And we're starting with a cannon tower. As we have a rather big beach area, we can take our time where we actually want to place it. Somewhere out here, so that we can already fire on ships when they are coming in. Alright, also in the New World, we found Champ La Fortune. Over here, the pirates' hideout. Let's actually stay clear of it. A beautiful island, as always. Looks very secure. Also something, of course, we can try to breach, or we can also try and waddle in some diplomacy. Now, with the war declaration, things are getting a bit less predictable for me, because I don't know how aggressive she's going to be. She's got quite a lot of ships already. It will also make getting to Archie harder. So what I'm going to do is here, we're going to sell the schooners that we got. And probably really purchase a frigate here to immediately start the quest and move out of Archie again. This would be the safest course. We have the money to afford this. I will need my weapons now for harbor defenses and not for the frigate anymore. But we should still be able to build one more weapon factory over here now for the steel that we produce, right? Anarchist defectors are requesting asylum on your island. This has several effects coming in. So first of all, we get a lot of money. We're going to reduce our relationship with Hugo. It also means that more defectors will arrive. If I at some point decline them, they will actually cause tantrums and sabotage my city. It is twisted, right? You can go both directions. For now, I would like to go on a compromise. I'm going to accept this one here for the money, the baker, and the reputation gain of Bente and especially Champ La Fortune. On the other hand, we can also decline him. Let's do this. Actually, no, I wanted to accept him. He actually declined faster. Let me think. Off he moves again. That's also fine, right? It means that we actually stay a bit more clear with Hugo, which isn't a bad thing. So both of these options were valid, I wanted to say. The money would have been nice though, but it's okay without it. By the way, beautiful, colorful city we have there, as the sun is shining upon. Yeah, weapon production. Let's continue with another cannon tower right away over here as well. In the New World, have we found Miss Hunt yet? No, we haven't. That's great. We have found quite a few islands now. Alright, there is now a competitor, definitely selling someone over here. Let's continue with, yeah, housing now. In Manola. And build us some cities here. In that case, we can take this block and just copy it once again over here, right? And then I would like to start with a market area somewhere in this area. That we can have, and around it we're just going to have some blocks of houses again. Right, we have the timber, and yeah, we should really start with it. So let's start and get us the first jornaleros to Manola. At the same time, we also built that warehouse over here, the lumberjack huts, and the sawmills. And with that, the second city is now starting to work on this very fine day. And it's just great to know what becomes of the city at some point, hopefully. So I always love the beginning, really, when you consider how many things we can add over time. There is Miss Hunt. That's the island we just discovered as well. Oh, she's got herself a nice one. Rich in coffee, rich in sugar cane. We got lots of oil on this one too. And she even has gold deposits, which is rare. And Lady Margaret Hunt and Bent Jorgensen are into an alliance. That was also expected, but also not that quickly. Alright, we have the money. She is staying kind of like close to Archie. Now she's turning around. I'm going to wait for those frigates to just go away a bit more. And then we're just going to purchase that frigate here now. Oh, and Sean also wants 60,000 coin, otherwise he will declare war on us. Of course, we have to decline. We're now also at war with Sean Lafortune. This will also lead to some problems down the road. Can't be avoided though, as I'm not ready to pay that much money. Let's purchase the frigate, immediately start the quest, and immediately get back to my main island. Because she will immediately also try to chase us down. She might actually succeed at that. I did not expect all of this to happen so quickly, unfortunately. Royal Clipper we could build now. Sean Lafortune declares war. Have a quick look. Let's get the frigate back home safely here first. It's not super important, right? We can start the expedition also with the flagship. That would also be fine. Now, let's head back to the New World, as I think, yep, a bit of timber is coming in. We need to continue also now developing the city here, right? I need the workforce to have my lumber industry starting to work. And I also need to explore as much as possible before she gets her fleet over. Because, of course, she also is limited to the amount of ships. That means the New World is relatively safe right now. So we should really use this and find Isabel. Usually she's somewhere in the center or somewhere at the edge. Alright, bit more timber again. Let's use this. Let's also have a little bit of a service area then here, right? So just close to the market area where we can add then a church or a chapel. And probably also will need a fire station soon. Let's head back. My frigate has arrived safely. That is great news indeed. A beautiful ship it is, Tethys. And with Tethys, we can now start the Sunken Treasures expedition. Because we are entrusted with this mission, as we are quite a reliable company so far. With the frigate, we get the navigation bonus right away. Of course, we're going to use some schnapps here for rations and medicine alike. Also, it's a nice morale booster. We have no items, unfortunately, that we could use. Hunting and diplomacy. So, in this case here, a bit of crafting never hurts, because there's usually an event for this. Naval power, medicine for the soap we have. Faith we don't need on this expedition. I wonder why work clothes is for medicine. Probably because of hygiene. No, there would be nothing else really that I could take on with me here to get the full bonus. And just as a new day is dawning, we can now move out here of Sleepy Hollow. And I'm actually going to move to Osthoven first. And from here onwards, then we start the expedition. And also look at Bente. She's expanding quite nicely. Lots of boats already around her island. And lots of defenses that we can see here as well. And in the middle of the night, somewhere in the New World Ocean, I'm pretty sure we find Isabel Cement over there. There she is, finally also. Kind of like a safe haven for us. She does have the white flag at some point in stock that makes one of my ships immune to any damage. So in this case here, we definitely want to get this one. And immediately we need to head back with the flagship because there's Jean Le Fortune with a ship of the line already creeping around the corner. And he is able to destroy this flagship within a couple of volleys. So let's actually move up as quickly as possible back to Manola. Losing the flagship, that would be quite of a downer there. So let's make sure that it stays safe. It should be faster than that ship of the line. Alright, while this chase is ongoing, because I think at this point he's chasing me, we head back to the old world, because my frigate is now all the way down here in the south part of the old world. And that means we should be able to start that expedition. I can't see any Miss Hunt around, so she didn't chase me down here all the way. So let's start this expedition. And just here, at the edge of the eastern border, the ship is leaving safely onwards to Cape Trelawney and to our true Megacity location. We can't idle for too long, because of course we want to continue with the city expansion. I'm focusing more on Manola right now, until we have found Cape Trelawney, because we don't need to develop anything else anymore in the old world, at least for now. So I'm just going ahead, going to have a few additional blocks of houses then here. Let's also build me a few more houses here. And then probably also some bigger blocks again on that side. And with that, Manola has also reached town levels. That means, unfortunately, those people have now some demands that we should also tackle. So let's have the first ones here. Fried plantain it is, ponchos it is. They want some rum on top of everything else. So in this case here, let's develop Manola a bit further. We have now the resources for it. And we have the plantain or banana fertility on Manola itself. Let's just check it out. Ah, there it is. Also, Aphrodite, my flagship, has arrived. Yeah. Sean is still trying, but of course he's not going to go into the harbor area here, because he will also then have to face the harbor cannon, and that does quite a bit of damage. So it's just going to idle around here somewhere. Now we need to find ourselves a suitable location for the first farming area, and I would probably like to start a bit further over here, so far away from the city itself. In that case here, it will be expensive though, because we need to build a bridge, and the bridge costs 3,000 credits. But it's something that is absolutely worth it. And with that, we can move then safely all the way out here. Let's make sure that we have a decent road though, that we can also develop into a main road. Here, let's also make sure that we kind of like make that crossing where the beach is. because of course we want to use this beach later on as an industrial beach. And then we move all the way through the wilderness into this area with lots of space ready for us to be used. Now, what we need first for this is fish oil factories. And for now, we're using it in this area. Of course, I'm intending to make some beautiful, distinct beaches. But right now, I'm going to use this area for it because it makes sense, right? And after that, we just need our plantain all the way out here. Let's make sure that we use as little space as possible for this. So over here, we should be able to do this. Oh, it's 128 fields. Was it always that much? Then I will need to use it like that. We're not using tractors for plantains yet, right? But I want to use this corner here for it, and then also the other side. So we still have an area up here for the mineral deposit then, and for some industry zones as well. With this, let's actually start and have the first the first banana plantations. Perfect. And also the first fish oil factory over here. With that, we only need then some kitchens. And you know what? Let's actually do something very unusual here. And let's have the kitchens right here in the city. I'm usually not doing this, but I think it just makes sense right now. Because people, of course, don't want to commute to the other end of the island for now. We can move them then to my real industrial center that we built at some point. Now with that, one more thing I should probably add. And that's a chapel. People are not very happy. So let's go in and build me a smaller chapel right here in the center. With a nice entrance. And this should increase my population to a content population, at least for now. Thus also reducing the chance of riots. I'm going to stop here. I hope you enjoyed this episode. We have laid the foundation for the New World Megacity that is going to, start over here. It's a long way off, right? But at least it's a start. I'm also working now on the Sunken Treasures Megacity. That is then the big one with the skyscrapers. So wait out for that in the next episode. And we should probably also work on some defenses as it's getting a bit rough out there now with all those war declarations. Especially in the old world with Miss Hunt. She is arming up, right, with lots and lots of ships. So far so good. Onwards to new adventures in the next episode. Stay tuned.